MCC Dad Cyclist Diaries back for episode 5 of the Hill Climber season prep. So it's race week, 3 days out as of today from the first hill climb race this coming weekend. And today, just wanted to run through what my training has been like over this final week now coming into the first event, the rides that I'll be doing, the sessions. Also, a little bit of an update on the nutrition, fueling and weight side of things as well. Past 10 days then have actually gone really quite well. Really been sticking with that structure of those key threshold and VO2 max workouts. Just really ensure that I'm consistently performing those and targeting those every week. They have been going well, and I've just been gradually slightly increasing the intensity of those sessions, adding a little bit more time in at threshold or a few extra VO2 max intervals, or just gradually increasing the length of the VO2 max intervals or intensity, depending on where I am in the week. Along with this then, at the weekend's been trying to get out for some good endurance riding, up and at it normally early on a Saturday morning, 5:30 out, to get some good quality endurance working, work on that zone 2 as well, as even though the efforts that I'm going to be doing are, top end 20-25 minute efforts, developing that aerobic capacity certainly does help, build that base to then build the top end side of things on as well. Had a good ride this Saturday just gone. 120k, about 3,000 meters of elevation gain, so nearly about 5 hours was out for last Saturday. Good ride, some climbing in there as well, as the hill climbs that I'm going to be doing are really actually they've got some steep gradients in them. They're both around 5.5 kilometers with about 600 meters of elevation. So average gradients tend to be anything from 10 to 15%. As part of the endurance rides, just adding a little bit of torque work in there, some lower cadence efforts, just to get those neuromuscular adaptations, some strength in the legs on those steeper gradients as well. Sunday and Monday of this week then, I tend to always take Sunday as a rest day, generally spend that one with the family, the kids, after doing my early ride on a Saturday morning. Sunday, Monday this week were rest days, just to recover after last week's training, quite a heavy week with, as I mentioned, quite a bit of threshold work in there, good quality VO2, that longer endurance ride on the Saturday. Just had 2 days rest at the start of this week. Yesterday, Tuesday, had a really good quality VO2 max session. Did 4-minute efforts at around 420 watts. So VO2 max session. Actually felt really good. Was able in the latter intervals to really push up that power as well, which is really good for confidence, knowing that during those latter efforts at those higher wattages was able to really push things up and put out some half decent power there as well. And yesterday's VO2 max workout was really my final sort of high intensity session now before the first race, hill climb, this coming weekend. Today, I'm just doing an hour and 45 minutes at zone 2. Again, indoors, because as I say, as you may have seen in the Giro, May in the Austrian and Italian Alpine regions has been very wet. So torrential in most cases. So indoors today, just having a zone 2 cruise, at around 250, 260 watts, just to get some good quality work in here. And as I say, in terms of intensity now, that's really it for the rest of this week, before the race on Saturday. Just a big take home, or something that I've really learned or has emphasized to me over this prep has been sleep quality. Just wanted to touch on this today. I have found that my recovery over the past 8 to 12 weeks, or even in all of my riding this year, but really as I've been going through this structured focused block over the past 8 weeks or so, sleep quality hasn't always been the best, just with a young 10-month-old at home, very busy outside of training as well, and most nights have always been between 6 to 7 hours sleep, and I will be completely honest, I've noticed a huge difference in my recovery time. However, also performance on the bike as well. Certainly during those higher intensity sessions where I was doing this prep last year, we have our 10-year-old who's obviously now sleeping through the night and all good there. But having a newborn or young baby during this prep compared to previous years, that sleep quality, I've really felt it on recovery. So not recovering as quickly, finding certainly in the top end sessions that those higher wattages have to really fight even more to really be able to hit those target powers and intensities. And I just think, it's got to be down to sleep, because nutrition and everything has always worked really well there. So just feeling that fatigue more, and whereas it would have taken me maybe a day to recover, get back on and do a high intensity session, I've now just needed a little bit more recovery to be able to get back on and really hit those quality sessions. Because of this then, this week, really just going to try and dial in on sleep, get to bed earlier if I can, even if it's just an extra half an hour. And I actually put that down to yesterday's VO2 Max workout being probably one of the most successful of the block. Is because I just went to bed half an hour early and actually got another 20 to 30 minutes sleep the night before. And that made, even that 20, 30 minutes I felt made the absolute world of difference to just, as I say, during the latter intervals, I was able to push up my power. So definitely, yes, sleep quality, guys. I know mums, dads out there, it's not always possible. But yeah, certainly if you're coming into key training blocks or key weeks with your races and events, even just an extra 20 to 30 minutes a night can make a huge difference to your performance and recovery. The rest of this week then, I'll take a full rest day tomorrow. Stay off the bike, just do some good quality flexibility, mobility work, bit of foam rolling. On Friday, I'll then do an activation ride. The day before any events or races, I always do an activation ride, and this includes 2 4-minute efforts at and around threshold FTP, just to get the legs primed, get the systems primed, get them firing before then going into the event on Saturday. In terms of nutrition and weight management, this side of things has actually been going really well. As I mentioned, this year I've probably done less than half the amount of training than what I've done in previous years going into events like this. And this is just through to, in the winter, spending 2 months in hospital when my daughter had her heart surgery, and then coming off the back of that, just trying to get back into a normal routine with life. But the nutrition side of things, I've actually really managed to dial in well on this. As I mentioned at the start of this series, my target for this event was to be within 74 kg going into the event. And as of this morning, I weighed in at 74.9, 3 days out, so happy with that. A couple more days just to fine tune things there. And in previous years, certainly last year, this is an area that I felt came in a little bit heavier. And obviously on the hill climbs, it can make such a difference with that watts per kilo to your result at the end of the day. So this weekend, I'm looking to sustain around 5 watts per kilo for the 25 minutes. So that'll be at 74 kg, between 370 to 375 watts for the 20-minute effort. And in previous years, certainly last year for this event, I was actually up over 76 kg. And I felt that's where my performance maybe couldn't have been where I really wanted it to be. So yeah, 25 minutes at 5 watts per kilo is the target for this weekend. If I can get that, I'll be absolutely over the moon. Certainly with, as I mentioned, doing about half the amount of training that I've done in previous years. Fueling for the rest of this week, I'll just really go heavy on the protein side of things now. Lots of good quality calories, fruits, veg, alongside that protein to really maximize my recovery. And then using carbohydrates when I need them. As it is going to be around a 25-minute effort, don't need to do huge amounts of carb loading before that event. Really, just 1 to 1.5 grams of carbohydrate per kg of body weight on the day. Time that right, and that should be plenty. In terms of, during ride fueling, 25 minutes pretty much all out. So I may take one bid on with a very small amount of fluid in there, but yeah, that's just adding weight to that effort. So it's this weekend, and then I've got one more event on the 4th, and then after that, just be relaxing things down a little bit. But yeah, I will keep you posted with how it goes at the weekend, and then also training and nutrition between this weekend and the 4th as well, between the 2 events, what I'll be doing there just to really try and maintain or maybe eke out just a little bit more going into the event on the 4th. But yeah, otherwise guys, thanks so much for watching. Apologies, maybe I haven't got as many videos out as I would have liked to, but hopefully there's been some stuff in there that you found useful. Also, the majority or pretty much all of the filming that I've done has been inside. That's just, as I mentioned, been down to it's been pretty much torrential in the Austrian and Italian Alps over the past, or certainly 4 to 6 weeks. But yeah, going to keep these videos coming out over the summer and some other targets and goals. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, drop a like on the video, found it useful, enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your day, and speak to you soon.